think a few more minutes.
Okay, great. We are on. Yes. Are we on? Good. I think we're on right now. So we're live. Great. And here's Evelina from Ujjalan.
I'm sorry. Piotr is just entering.
Okay, great. We're getting it all figured out. We've been all together. So we just finished the German panel, and we're now going to roll into the Austria panel. I should say Austria, Vienna, and Warsaw panel. And what I'd like to do is simply ask each of you to introduce yourself very quickly, and then we're going to start the first presentation, which I think will be from Fintech Poland, Michał Sas.
Hi, hello.
So, hello, Piotr. Welcome. Good to see you again. Yes. So, without further ado, let's start top of my screen anyway, with ladies first, Carolina, and just a quick intro, and then we'll go back to Michał for your presentation.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very much for the invitation, and welcome to all participants also from our side. So my name is Karolina Kaptur. I work for Vienna Business Agency as a representative in Poland. I also closely work with the regional manager responsible for the whole CEE market. So whenever we can help you to find out more about Vienna, I'm happy to assist you. So before we actually move to the presentations for Sinfo today, both me and the city of Warsaw, we wanted to share with you a little bit of background information, so how this cooperation was built. First reason is that Vienna has a very attractive offer for digital companies, but it is often not very much known in Poland. And we wanted to spread the information among the Polish companies about the opportunities. And the second reason is that when discussing with the city of Warsaw, we actually noted how many things in common both cities have, both in terms of supporting innovation, startups, offer for fintechs, and also this international dimension. So because of all of that, we decided to take some joint activities to help companies from both ecosystems to tap into the other market. And maybe Evelina can add something on that too.
Yes, thank you, Carolina. Hello. On behalf of the city of Warsaw, I would like to thank you very much, Tom, and thank you for the possibility of presenting our unit. We are the representatives of the Economic Development Department within the city of Warsaw, and specifically of the Investor Relations team. So me and Piotr are over here representing the city of Warsaw. Taking into consideration everything that Carolina mentioned, thinking about all the similarities between the two cities, it was, I think, inevitable to start a cooperation aiming to support entrepreneurs and create a possibility to exchange knowledge and experience. The cooperation has been initiated by Vienna Business Agency, which representatives visited Warsaw last year. We've then had the possibility and chance to revisit Vienna before COVID-19 and learn more about the agency and how it works, all the programs and projects. So it was a very fruitful visit, and we knew right away that we wanted to continue our cooperation later on. And we are presently working on mutual promotion of entrepreneurs and in different important sectors, such as Fintech, for example, through webinars, meetings, thinking about projects for the future. Difficult times require difficult measures, so we don't know what will come. But I am positive that we are going to develop our cooperation. Thank you.
All right, Tom, I think that now we can actually go to the three presentations foreseen for this panel. Shall we start with Alex from Vienna Business Agency to tell us a little bit more about the fintech ecosystem in Vienna and the opportunities for CEE companies in that market?
I could start, but I would ask you for a favor, Carolina. I send you the slides. The problem is that our system is totally blocking now, hop in. And I can't access the webcam, so I'm here online on my phone. So if you could start the slides for me, I can do the talk, if that is okay. If not, we can skip me first.
Okay, I think it's a good idea. Shall we then move to the presentation on the Polish ecosystem? And in the meantime, we will try to solve the presentation issue. Michał, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Michał Sas. I am an expert at Fintech Poland Foundation, and I will briefly present the Polish fintech ecosystem. Before I start with the main area, a short introduction to our foundation. We are a group of lawyers, economists, tech people who combine. We are a group of. I will start once again. We are a group of fintech experts, lawyer, economists, tech people, and our aim is to promote financial innovation in Poland. We create a platform of dialogue between the big business, the startups, and the authorities. We conduct trainings for private and public entities, as well as we provide consulting services. In 2016, we have issued a very important report. It was called Fintech in Poland, the barriers and opportunities for growth. And this report had a big impact on Polish financial ecosystem. A working group was founded within KNF, within Polish Financial Authority. And this working group started significant changes in the fintech area in Poland. Within KNF, an innovation hub unit was founded. It's a unit that helps entrepreneurs to understand how they can implement their innovative technology in the financial market. And a lot of regulatory barriers have been removed. There were some changes to the law. There were some changes to the soft law that was issued by the authorities. We have also issued 3 other reports. Unfortunately, most of them is in Polish. But however, we are launching in a few days a new report, which will be in English, and I will talk about it later. So going back to the main area, I had some thoughts. How can we present Polish fintech ecosystem in such a brief presentation? I decided to focus on 5 key participants in my understanding. Of course, there are other participants of the fintech ecosystem that are worth to mention, but I just don't have enough time right now. So first, very important participant of fintech ecosystem is banking system. And a lot of you may be surprised, why are we referring to banks when we are talking about fintech? But in fact, it were mostly banks who started fintech in Poland. Polish banks started the development of online and mobile channels very early, in 2000. It's called a frog jump, which refers to the fact that Polish banks weren't very innovative before. But when you are not very innovative and the technology in the world is moving very fast, then you can very easily, or at least more easily than other entities, jump from this old tech to new innovative tech. So nowadays, biometric-based login, mobile payments, application process, access to non-banking services, it is a standard in banking. And we may say that banks are fintech in Poland. Even the smallest banks, called cooperatives, which are founded in small cities, are adopting such technologies. Also, there was the PSD and PSD2 revolution in the payment area, and banks were beneficiaries of these regulations. What is also very specific about Polish banking sector, that it is still an open system. It means that although we have 2 biggest banks who are old and public, and nothing has changed within them, as you may see on this picture, there was a lot of mergers, there was a lot of acquisitions, but there were also new banks that appeared on the banking sector, and they became significant players in the market. Going further, foreign entities. We can't speak about Polish fintech ecosystem without speaking about foreign entities. Poland is very popular as a place to establish business service centers on its territory. We are talking about stable and old financial institutions like Goldman Sachs, like JP Morgan, like Standard Chartered, who founded the Global Business Service Hub in Warsaw. But we are also speaking about, for example, Revolut, about one of the key European challenger bank, who decided to have its although having its headquarters in UK, decided to have its biggest IT, customer support and compliance services center in Krakow. Going to first key participant, Fintech, the genuine Fintech ecosystem. Although, as I said, banks are Fintechs in Poland, we have also around 200 Fintechs in Poland. Every year, cashless.pl and Fintech Poland Foundation, we are issuing a map of Polish Fintech. This year, we present over 200 Fintechs in Poland. As you may see, Poland is especially active in the area of lending, of credits, of payment, and of wealth management. I cannot focus on all of the Fintechs because there's over 200 of them, but I can speak shortly about two of them. Contomatic, which is an account information service provider, which was founded in Poland. Nowadays, there are 10 countries it is working in, more than 130 integrated banking partners, and a lot of successful data imports. Another Fintech, which is very successful and was born in Poland, is Blik. Blik was established in 2015 by the association of 6 banks in Poland. It is a payment scheme which allows to transfer money on basis of simple 6-digit code. As you may see, the numbers are significant, it's still growing, and Blik is thinking about expansion to other countries. When we speak about Fintech ecosystem, we cannot forget about associations and accelerators that are very active in this area. I referred to Fintech Poland in the beginning. We have also Digital Poland Foundation, which is very active in this area. For example, it holds Smart City program and Fintech program, which is developing new solutions for the benefit of the financial sector. We have Association of Polish Banks, which is responsible for protecting interests of banks, which is responsible for supporting the standardization of banking products and services. We have a KPI, it's called Coalition for Polish Innovations, which is also a big hub of technology and innovation thinking. Of course, we have accelerators, who are the bridge between the banks, between the big financial institutions and startups. Some of them were founded by the banks, some of them were founded by other entities who just cooperate with banks. There's a lot of them, and I think I can speak right now about 3 of them. There's Let's Fintech, which is founded by the biggest bank in Poland, PKO Bank Polski. There is Rebel Start Accelerator, which is also very active, and there is Axel Point, who is holding Axel Lab program, which is focused on major startups in the area of fintech, insurtech, and telco. It is a very interesting time to also when we speak about a fintech ecosystem, we have to remember about the authorities who regulate and who supervise this area. Most important entity is KNF, Financial Supervision Authority. It is the entity with whom most fintechs, most financial institutions have to deal, or either to acquire some approval, some license to start working, either when you are providing services to the entities that are regulated by KNF. We have also, some problems with presentation. We have also other authorities. We have National Bank of Poland, who is supervising payment schemes, and we have Ministry of Finance, who in fact is the regulator and the issuer of most financial regulations. As I said in the beginning, we are issuing a big report in English. It's a presentation how to do fintech in Poland. It is a guide addressed to foreign investors who are thinking about Poland as their destination to start financial business in Europe. We will present this report on Impact 20 on 23rd of September, so next Wednesday, and I recommend either to attend Impact, either to download this report from our website. And thank you very much. I hope my presentation was helpful. I hope you found some interesting information, and of course, you can always contact us and ask some questions by addressing this email. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Michał. I think that this is a very useful source for the international companies we have in the audience to have a look at the report your organization prepared. Thanks a lot for this, for drawing the landscape, a bunch of interesting information. I think that now we can move to Vienna's ecosystem so that our participants can really see the synergies we have discussed. Alex, I do have problems with, unfortunately, showing your presentation. I will try one more time. No, I'm sorry, I cannot display it, but maybe still you would be able to tell us a little bit about the Viennese ecosystem for fintechs, especially.
Okay, I will send the presentation through to everybody anyway, so you can have a look.
Well, that's also, Alex, we're going to put all the presentations available to everybody. So we'll put them in a central place. I'll email everyone that's participated, and they'll be able to find every presentation. So that's the good, pretty decent backup.
Perfect. Yes, thank you. And sorry again for the technical issues we had, but I think, Carolina, you introduced the Vienna Business Agency a bit. We're basically the first contact point for national and international companies and offer financial support, funding mainly, and real estate as well as consulting. In my case, within the Vienna Business Agency, I'm the contact point for everything fintech and blockchain related, but however, let's focus on fintech this time, which is definitely one of the biggest ecosystems and is expanding quite a lot in the last 2 to 3 years. So I would love to show you the map, but it's not working, unfortunately. But I will have a look on the presentation on my computer. So actually, I created a map of the whole fintech ecosystem, which is quite useful to see as well, but I clustered it as well. So obviously, the most fintechs are working in the payment sector. So we cluster the big payment sector within the fintech ecosystem in Vienna. But actually, InsurTech is quite big and coming up here as well as investing platforms like Wikifolio, Savity, SeasonX, and so on. So, of course, let's maybe switch to the next slide, because without seeing the map, it won't work. But some examples of great fintechs are, of course, the CPP software company, which founded as a banking software specialist, but CPP software is today also a leading company for complex IT and offers a one-stop solution for banks in this case and financial services. Another interesting player in the ecosystem is probably Finest. Finest is a crowd investing platform on the Austrian and German market. So for potential investors based in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. And it offers qualified subordinated loans to select companies based in Austria, so you can fund them and crowd invest in them, basically. Other prominent companies here would be probably N26. The founders of N26 are Viennese, actually. They moved to Berlin, but they came back. I think everybody knows them as one of the bigger challenger banks in the ecosystem. But of course, Wikifolio was one of the first social trading platforms. It's also part of the Viennese ecosystem. But maybe let's skip also the companies, which is also quite vital for the ecosystem here, is associations we have. So in this case, we have two very thriving associations in Vienna. I want to present. One is Fintech Austria, which basically founded with the Bankers Association and with us the Fintech Week, which is quite a unique experience. And we had to postpone it this year, unfortunately. But it's a whole week of events tackling every subject within fintech. So it would have happened this November, but we will postpone it to May 21. So I'm also inviting everyone to come to Vienna Up in May 21. If it will work, I mean, we have to see how COVID will develop and this whole situation. But we are actually planning real physical events again for 21. So let's hope. But Vienna Up in general is a citywide event for startups and investors. So it's not just for fintech companies in that case. Also, briefly, I want to mention is an association called the Fintech Ladies, which are really vital for this ecosystem. The headquarters in Billon, but they opened up an office here in Vienna as well. So the Fintech Ladies are basically a network for women in the finance and tech industry. And actually, in 2 weeks, on the 30th of September, we have an event, and you're all welcome to join, where we will discuss how to thrive as a startup in challenging times like this. So you're all welcome to participate. Since I cannot show the slides, I think this is basically it. I'm open for questions anytime, and you can contact me anytime if you especially see the map, because it's a great way to show how big the clusters became in Vienna regarding insurtech, the payment sector, and so on and so forth. So sorry again for the technical issues, but please contact me anytime.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Maybe now we could actually see how the two ecosystems work together in practice. So it would be great to hear from Jacek from Billon about the practical experience of a Polish fintech successfully operating in the Viennese market.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Karolina. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome from actually a city of Kraków, which is in the middle between Warsaw and Vienna. So let me explain you. Let me also share with you a little bit our story, and I will display a couple of slides, actually 3, very short. So if that's going okay. So I must say that Billon is today a company which is 80 people company, which has been established in 2012. But our objective is extremely high hopes. I mean, we are building our own system, our own blockchain, and I think, Alexander, you were talking about blockchain, which is excellent. We are building our own blockchain, which is combining this national currency, documents, data sharing, and identity onto one single platform. And this innovation requires, on the other end, when we're talking to investors and when we're talking to customers, it requires a lot of mindset, which is a super innovative and early adopter mindset. Okay, so our customers, I mean, we are looking for customers in these areas. Okay, so that's not the system today for everybody. Maybe it could be, but a mindset is a major blocking point. Michał, you were presenting this Polish ecosystem, and as we are British-Polish fintech with majority of personnel actually in Warsaw, mainly because of a super good programming skills and also because of our founder is Polish, however, with a US background. But the Polish fintech ecosystem is, I don't think it's ready for such a big change and disruption of the ecosystem. The Polish ecosystem is today a very modern front-end, well-established banking platform and fintech financial platforms. So when we come with our story, with our idea of disruptive, something which is working pretty good, pretty decently, it is a challenge to actually discuss. And this is actually the case with other geographies which have a extremely modern, well-organized solutions. What we have found that in 2017, when we started to talk to customers and regulators about our project after 5 years of research and development, we have been invited by the British government to apply to a license, e-money license, and we received this license. At that time, Poland was not at all interested in discussing about the license. In Germany, in Austria, neither. Nobody was actually recognizing the need of e-money solutions based on blockchain into these financial ecosystems. In Great Britain, we were part of the first fintech cohort organized by the National Bank of Britain, so the Bank of England, and we have received the license. And this has helped us tremendously because other countries started to get interested in what can actually be achieved through a system which is allowing people to transact and pay peer-to-peer without really a banking ecosystem underneath. So the backend solution. So this is how we have actually met our friends from Ryfaizen, and I started to visit Vienna much more often. Ryfaizen is a fascinating actually customer and a bank on its own, with a management which is a very innovative management. And when I visited couple of times Vienna for different shows and events like Pioneers, for instance, I have understood that this city wakes up big time for an innovation, and there are so many people actually at the corporate level. You can talk about the insurance companies, good insurance company, 2 leading banks as well, and some fintech ecosystem around it. So this is a waking. I mean, it's not a drastically fast process, but it's a waking up ecosystem today. We were fortunate that Ryfaizen, actually, with the support of the CEO and the board members, they have launched this program, this acceleration program, like the other banks have. Michał was showing these acceleration programs, but the Elevator Lab from Ryfaizen is specifically a program which is not a high-level front-end modifications program. It is actually a plan how to modernize a traditionally 100-year-old banking solutions. This is how we have signed our agreement with Ryfaizen, and actually I just display you, just for your reference, some other customers and other projects that we do. But as I said, picking up on the innovative mindset of the customers, and I encourage you to actually look at something which is called RBI Coin on YouTube. You see the link here. Ryfaizen is proud of having this project on the agenda, which has been developed out of the Elevator Lab program. And this is like you certainly heard about Libra from Facebook. You have heard of JP Morgan coin. RBI coin is a different idea, but a similar concept overall, using a blockchain peer-to-peer transaction mechanisms into the banking systems and into a trading solutions. So I would stop sharing here, but I would just love to sum up with the fact that the key is to have a number of different players waking up at the same time. Okay, and in Vienna, I found it pretty nicely working well. So there is a agency which is helping to maneuver. I have been in Vienna several times, and I have met you guys. So I can say that an entry point is excellent. Then on the corporate side, there are people that are investigating a kind of deep innovation, a deep disruption, not like painting a coat with a new paint. It is actually a deep innovation that you're looking for. I'm not saying other countries don't do it; they do. But when you compare the importance of this innovation and then how much it helps us to get into these serious projects, it is a big change for us. So I'm pretty happy that next month in November, actually, I will be part of the program that Vienna Agency is organizing for people to stay in Vienna for a month and to be, let's say, much better assimilated with the people there, and also to meet some other customers that we already met for the first time, but then to continue and get more traction with other customers. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jacek, and all the best to Billon in further cooperation with Ryfaizen and other activities in the Austrian market. I think that Jacek actually, in his presentation together with Alex, pinpointed a lot of strengths of the Viennese market for CEE companies. But just to wrap it up, I would like to summarize them in 3 points. So the first thing is, I would say, a very attractive market and a very attractive ecosystem for the digital companies from the CEE. For Fintech specifically, this is of course related to a very strong banking, financial, and insurance system, but other digital companies will find plenty of opportunities in that market too. The second argument would be a large number of support programs provided by the city of Vienna to innovative companies. And here I mean both subsidies for innovation, R&D, for startups, as well as accelerator programs and other mentoring or support programs. For example, Jacek referred to Startup Package as a program for innovative companies to spend 1 month in Vienna and make relationships with partners, understand the market better, and so on. But this is only one example of existing support offer. And last but not least, Vienna is a truly lively, vibrant, and international city. A lot of things are going on, especially for digital companies. Already at this stage, we want to invite you for Vienna Up, which is the largest CEE event for startups, so which is going to take place next year. This is the event that Alex already mentioned in turn. But
what's the name again, Carolina?
Vienna Up. Vienna Up. This is almost 2-week program for Fintechs, for creative sector, and a lot of others. Have a look at our website. Have a look at the website of this event. We truly encourage you to follow it and tap into the opportunities. But of course, not only Vienna here has the attractive offer, but also Warsaw. I mentioned a lot of synergies we have, and maybe this is something that could be summarized by Piotr and Ewelina.
Yeah. Hi, hello. I think there are several reasons why you should consider Warsaw as a next step for developing or establishing your business. I think just to sum up, I will tell about three of them. So the first one is probably the talent pool, which is really huge. It's the biggest one in the CEE, comparing to even all neighboring countries. So just remember that just Warsaw agglomeration is almost 3 million people. 70% of them have higher education. We've got almost 250,000 of students each academic year. So it's the city of both specialists and the young talent pool. So that's the first thing to consider. The other one is that the stability of Poland as a country, but also as a Warsaw, which is the capital of it. So we see that even in the times of COVID and the global crisis, we seem to be one of the countries that is least touched by its effects, and we see that we are pretty, we are not prone to all those international events that may affect business very bad. And the third thing, I think it's something you mentioned, Carolina, is that the quality of life. So we know, we are aware of that, especially in the IT business right now, just the huge salary and the, let's say, social benefits is not enough. We are aware that the cities, that the companies, just to establish themselves and hire people, they need a nice space, a nice place to to compare your both work and free time, and Warsaw is just a place that is very modern and it's a city that is easy to live in. So we are aware that we are the perfect complement city to the Vienna, but also the leader in the CEE, and we are welcome for all the companies that are even considering the expansion in this region.
So I must only confirm, because we do have a significant R&D team. It's like 60 people in Warsaw, and it wouldn't be possible with the access to the University of Warsaw and the Polytechnic of Warsaw specifically. I mean, we are doing super exciting projects with University of Warsaw as well, in terms of utilizing blockchain in different areas. So that is absolutely a great place to be, to do business. But seeking to grow internationally, we moved to the UK and we moved to Austria, and we plan to move to Germany now.
Okay.
Carolina, you there?
Yes, I'm here. I can still hear you. I think we have covered all the presentations that were planned, unless you have some other questions, Tom, to the speakers, or you would like to wrap up.
We've got 5 minutes, so we can get a few more questions, conversations. Maybe the most important question to Jacek is, where are you? On a golf course or something right now?
It is actually a training course, football training course in Krakow. So I thought
Okay.
quite a place. But
nice.
having said that, Krakow is pretty a nice city, which is very close culturally to Vienna, but still a Polish, traditional royal city. And I mean, my previous time, I spent 7 years at Cisco. Cisco has established in Krakow a competence center, which was growing slowly, but now it's like 3,000 people there, and Miha was showing so many of other centers like this in the fintech area, HSBC, UBS, and Standard Chartered. So this is a very well known spot for the shared services. So if anybody is actually planning to outsource programming or growing in this IT area, Warsaw, Wrocław, Krakow are honestly a nice place to invest. Yeah.
So let me ask you this also, for the city of Warsaw and Vienna. Looks like Alex popped out, but is this a program that Vienna Business Agency or Warsaw City is doing with other cities as well? And this is kind of a template that you're going to do with more expansion, almost like a sister city, kind of a fintech sister city. But is this the beginning of something more that will come from the Vienna Business Agency going out, or from Warsaw going out to multiple cities as well?
That I think we don't know yet. Probably, any strategy was a little bit hampered with the COVID pandemic and traveling blockages, lockdown, and so on. But what we thought we would like to start with, when we noted all the synergies and fields of cooperation, we thought, okay, let's do something practical. Let's do something for companies from both ecosystem to show them, even virtually, the opportunities of the other markets, share with them information on events when they can matchmake with other companies, when they can apply for special funding or mentoring programs or accelerator. And I think this is, as public institutions, this is as much as we are able to do at this stage, but we hope that it will bring us further in the future, of course.
Okay, I'm getting the sign here from my colleagues. We got 2 minutes left, so we'll start the new session in 2 minutes. So let's do wrap up. Karolina, Jacek, Piotr, Evelina, Alex, thank you guys very, very much. Very interesting. Good luck with this kind of new initiative. And Billon, I've followed you guys for a while. Very exciting what you guys are doing as well. So hopefully you'll stick around for the rest of the day. The US panel will start more or less now. But thank you guys very, very much. Good to see many of you again. Piotr, Evelina, hope to catch up with you again soon.